welcome to another video. Today I'm finally back with what you guys have all been asking for, been looking forward to, been yearning for, been dreaming of. It is another productivity tool / app sharing video. I have got 6 tools to share with you guys. It all works as a productivity system, but also of course you can use each tool individually. You can also just use this video as a reference for your productivity framework. I've got a planning app, I've got a task inbox, I've got focus modes, I've got visual planning apps, video editing apps, and also a bookmark inbox app. So let's get into it. Okay, let's start with our first one, which is my absolutely favorite app ever right now in this second. It is called Sunsama. It is a task management, scheduling kind of app that just combines everything all at once. So here you can see I reviewed yesterday and I didn't do anything yesterday because it was an off day. So for today, I'm going to plan how I'm going to spend today. I'm filming my A-roll right now and I'm expecting it to take approximately 2 hours, and I also filmed the B-roll and I already walked the dogs today. So that's okay. And my task for this week is to make this video. So that's in my weekly objective. And then here you can see some things that I'll talk about later, but that's really exciting. So these are the integrations that I can just drag into the tasks that I wanted to do today. Here I can also add tasks. So for example, tomorrow I wanted to do rough tools, which is this video. And I'll add a channel. It is editing under YouTube, and then I'll also add a objective. I will explain all this later, but I'll just show you. So I'm actually filming this right now, and then I'll film the B-roll right after. This is my schedule for the day. This daily planning page, it will input the tasks you have planned, and you can also type some obstacles. So when you finish, you can just get started with your day. And this is how it looks. This is the main layout that I use. This is a task view. You can look at all of the tasks. And then in the calendar view, you have a timeline of everything that you planned. These on the left are calendar events that actually happened in my Google Calendar. These walk pieces, I have a time tracker that automatically adds the time that you tracked to your Google Calendar, so that's why they're here in random times. And then we have channels on the right. You have a hierarchy. You have a folder of all the Try Studio tags, and then YouTube and my personal stuff. And the reason I have this is because you can look at this in your analytics. So for example, in this week I worked on Blender the most, and this week I worked on editing the most, etc. I try to stick to a color scheme. Like YouTube, I have reds and yellows, and for Try Studio I have blues and greens. And then here on the right are sources. This is the Sunsama one. This is Todoist, Gmail, Notion, objectives, and then an archive, etc. I really love this weekly objective one because you can, at the end of the week, you can look at how many tasks you did that is related to your weekly objective, so that you actually stick to what you planned for the week. So for example, for this week, I really just wanted to finish this video. If I wanted to reply to this email, I could just drag it here and also set it to a channel, add a planned time. So that's how it works. So what happens when you click open a task is you open it and you actually have a field for note taking. So if you're familiar with Notion, you will know the command. You have all these markdown options. You have your planned time versus your actual time, and this is one of my favorite features, is that you can actually track the time that you're taking, and you can also take a break when you need to. It is like a Pomodoro. And you can also add subtasks and attachments. You can also chat with your team if you have your team on here. Coolest thing I think is the integration with shortcuts. So here are the list of shortcuts. So if I wanted to say change the objective for this, I just hover my cursor on here and press R, and this is how I can add it. And I can change the actual time and planned time as well with the keyboard shortcuts in here. It's really convenient and I love it. It makes everything so much quicker. So how do I use Sunsama? I have a couple of ways I use this, and the main thing that I use it for is scheduling. The tasks that I do, I usually input planned times. Okay, so let me show you this most busy week that I had on here. So I have all these planned times. That is the time on the right, and then I tracked it for the actual time on the left. This helps me have an understanding of how I'm spending my time and how it differs from what I'm estimating from the actual time that the task takes. In your head, you're like, I need 30 minutes to reply to this email because you're dreading it, but actually it will only take like 5 minutes. The other thing that I really like is Pomodoro that I mentioned before, because I really need to take breaks sometimes, but I also really want to track the breaks because I don't want to over track how much time I spent on one thing. I also really like the calendar view because I just really like how everything is blocked out. I don't like how when you're done with a task it just turns into a huge check mark, but I do like when you plan it you have blocks here. The other thing that I use this for is for tasks. Basically anything can be a task. Like my Notion page could be a task. This is my content page. I have this video here. I could drag it over to this page and it became a task here. I will add it to YouTube and it actually shows as the entire Notion database, but you just can't edit it, but it shows and you can just click to open it in another tab and you can read all the information here. You can also track the time, and when you're done with it you can just check it off. Sunsama is actually really kind of expensive, but I wouldn't recommend this to like students, like for secondary school students or university students, because you pretty much have your schedule planned out for you, or if you work a 9 to 5, I don't think you would necessarily need this app, although it could be useful if you can afford it. But I think this would be the most useful for freelancers or entrepreneurs who really want analytics of how you spent your time and the tool to block out your time and focus on a specific task. This will be really useful for you. This will be really good for self-employed people who juggle a wide range of tasks at once and just really would want to organize and have more clarity. This also has a 2-week free trial, so you can just try it before you purchase it. And I think it's totally worth it if you do need a tool like this, because I didn't used to have a lot of clarity on how much time I spent on work, and turns out I actually get distracted quite a lot. So arguably it could be replaced with something simple and free like Notion. Like you could do time tracking, you could add tags, but I just think this Sunsama as an app, it's so well packaged and it's so convenient in terms of like the layout and the shortcuts. I think that it's worth it to like support the developers as well as just use this for my work. I forgot to mention that it also has a mobile app, so it's like double the convenience because you can just track your time or add tasks on the go. The next app that I want to talk about is actually a mobile desktop app, to-do app called Todoist that I mentioned before. It is available for integration here, so if you wanted to use this entire productivity system, this will be for you. Todoist is paid. It has a paid option, but it also has a limited. It's fucking pouring. It's pouring, but I walked my dogs this just now, like an hour ago, and it was so sunny. Like I'm so lucky that I wasn't there because it's fucking absolutely pouring. I do think Todoist has a free option for like 3 lists, and I think that's actually pretty adequate. Like personal, work, entertainment, that's enough, I think. The reason why I needed another to-do app outside of Sunsama is because I actually like to use my Apple Watch a lot, and Sunsama is not on Apple Watch, and I just think it's much more convenient to check off tasks and add tasks on your Apple Watch. And using Sunsama as my time management, time planner, it is really important for me to be able to time block to drag tasks into Sunsama as well. And I think Todoist is the only to-do on-the-go to-do app that integrates with Sunsama at this point. One thing that I really like about Todoist is its ability to recognize words and just categorize and add the reminder for you. You can do it on on the desktop app on Mac or just on the next thing that I really like about my productivity system lately is not an app. Oddly enough, it is the focus mode in iOS 16. Yes, you heard me right. It's iOS 16 because I'm using the beta again against everyone's wishes. Everyone's like, no, don't use the beta, girl. It will kill your phone. No, it's actually kind of good. So look at this is my focus screen for when I'm working. It actually moves, like, look at the weather thing. And I have it to like show me the events that I'm having, the weather, and my battery for my Apple Watch because it runs out very quickly nowadays. Focus modes have been a thing for now, but I think it ultimately shines the most in iOS 16 because you can actually link them to different lock screens and wallpapers now. So like I said, this is my work lock screen, but if I turn off my work mode, it actually turns into my normal lock screen. And you can also change the focus mode by just changing the lock screen, which is super cool. You can also just customize the notifications that you want to receive while you're in this focus mode. And this is so convenient, guys, because I think I like to change up my lock screens a lot, and that's kind of like cluttering my mind. So if it just changes the lock screen according to the weather outside, then I can know the weather condition and it will be not cluttering, and it will have a fun little animation every time I look at my phone, and it will make me happy. So I love it. You can also customize your home screen to only show certain pages in certain focus modes. So for example, I have only my work apps showing when I'm in my focus mode. And also, like, it detects location, so every time I arrive at my studio, it just turns on work mode, and I also go into work mode so I can work. Okay, so the next app is Adobe Rush. Guys, I hate Adobe, but like their apps are kind of good. Like, Adobe Rush is a mobile video editing app. As you guys might know, I am kind of obsessed with making reels right now because we don't have TikTok in Hong Kong. Instagram is not it, because one day I went to like a ceramics fair with my sister and I filmed a bunch of clips, and I had my phone on 4K. I was just like filming it, and at the end of the day I was like trying to edit it in Instagram for a reel, and it just quit. Like, when I tried to save it as a draft, it quit itself. I'm like, dude, I just spent all of that time adjusting each clip, and it was like a fast clip too. It was like like changing every beat, so I was like frustrated. And then I downloaded Adobe Rush, and it was like, it runs like butter. I use the iPhone 13 Pro Max. It runs like butter. Is that how it goes? I don't know. It runs so smoothly. It's so good. I use Premiere Pro to edit my videos, so I just picked up on how to use Adobe Rush pretty quickly. I actually think the way that they designed the icons are pretty smart. And also, I have purchased a GoPro Hero 10, and I've been using it to film slow-mo videos of my dogs. And when I get home, like after dinner, I just sit on my sofa, I plug my SD card into my phone, I download the videos 4K, I just download the videos, I edit it slow-mo, like straight up 15% of the original speed, and it runs so smoothly, it never lags. I'm just so impressed by how it runs, because it's like just an app on a phone. And think about it, Instagram is also an app on a phone, but Instagram makes your phone overheat, and Adobe doesn't even make that happen. Like, hello, like, it's so much better. It's so good. I love it. The best video editing app on a phone ever. Okay, so the next app is called Milanote. So finally getting back to our computer here. So Milanote is a visual planning tool that I have used for a long time, but I recently started to pick it up again. The reason why I use Milanote in addition to Sunsama and Notion is because I was looking for a free form planning app that doesn't restrict you to do anything. Like, it's just free form. You can do whatever. You can write on it. You can draw on it. You can put anything in it. Photos, links, videos, comments, boards, lines, to-dos, whatever. You can put everything in it. And I was just like, Milanote is kind of perfect for that. But also, like, Apple is coming out with like a freeform planning app for iPad OS, so I'm like looking forward to trying it, but it's not out yet, so for the time being I'm using this. So it is a freeform planning app that you can just expand indefinitely, so you can use this entire page and add more indefinitely. You can also add boards that you can just go into. For security reasons, I will not be showing you what is in my pages, so that's why I have nothing. As you can see here, you can just drag notes in here, add anything. Like, you have to-dos, you have these arrows, you can add links, you can readjust the to-dos, you have little linking between pages, you can have little drawings, you can have handwriting. It's perfect. And why do I use this, and why is Notion not enough for this? This allows handwriting, because I feel like handwriting is really good for my like brain flow. Like, it just helps me think, it helps me remember, so I really love this. And the other reason is because of the direction of the page and the organization. So as you know, like, Notion is like top to bottom, left to right. There's no other way to organize anything. But in this one, you can just do whatever. You can just drag any page to anywhere that you want. You can link different things together. I'll link this page with this page and edit the curve, whatever. You can just add anything. It's like the direction it's infinite, but it does not have a really clear hierarchy. As you can tell, like, there is no menu page, there is no guide page, navigation page that allows you to know what card is inside this board. So you have to click on it, as opposed to Notion that has a nice little navigation page that lets you know what's inside each page. Also, page linking is not available in this, so you just have to reference everything with your mind. There are some pros and cons to this app, but I feel like for creative projects, this is really essential, especially if you want to like create a mood board, have some colors. Like, for example, I have some color schemes going on here, and it's just really good for like thinking on the go. Like, on the iPad, it's the perfect device for this app, but they do not have zoom in and zoom out. I really hope they add it soon. So that is it for Milanote. I really love this app. It is also free, so you guys can just try it out. The last thing that I want to share is an app called My Mind, who actually contacted me to review their app. It is like a folder library app, collection app that you can just type anything. It is available on browsers, so you can download the browser extension, so you can just save any thought that you have had. You just bookmark any page and put it on here, and then you can also make notes on the things that you have done. And you can also add tags. I think it's really cool because, like, I usually like save it on my Notion. The option to save to Notion is really limited. Like, you can only choose a page to save it. So it's like you have to go into Notion to organize it all over again. But in My Mind, it has an automatic function to organize it. You can also organize wish lists, which is one thing that I need all the time because I always have these ads on Instagram that makes me want to buy stuff. So I have to add them to my wish list. But yeah, anyway, these are the 6 tools that I really have been loving recently. And they all work together. Like, I have a time planner, I have a to-do inbox, I have a focus mode that helps me focus, and I have a video editing, I have visual planning, and I also have a bookmark inbox app. Don't you think this just all works so seamlessly? But I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I sure did enjoy filming this because it has been a long time since I filmed. I even did my makeup today, but my skin is so bad, so I hope you don't mind my mind. And can you guys please pray for it to stop raining so hard because my sister is at work today and I have to walk the dogs home myself, and they even have to go pee the second time for the day, so it cannot rain for that long. I know you guys like these videos, so I hope you enjoyed.